Okay, I think we'll get started. So today we're going to derive the working equation for entropy, and then we'll be able to also get pretty quickly the working equations for enthalpy and free energy. Okay, so let's first imagine entropy as a function of temperature and pressure. So this will actually be a little bit easier route because the two variables here are the intensive variables. So we write ds, so this is just the pure math step, just writing out this differential form. And we recognize we'll just take this from our knowledge of thermodynamics. So this is going to be heat capacity at constant pressure over temperature. Then we're also going to realize that we can make this substitution with a Maxwell relation. And so for those of you who have had a good background in thermodynamics, Maxwell relation will be very familiar to you. If you haven't heard of that, you just have to, I guess, accept that this is true here. And I think I have, this should be a T actually. Okay. Right. So this can be substituted in. All right. Now, let's, as we've often done, convert volume to density. So we do that in the ways we've done in the past lectures. And then from the last lecture, we can recognize sitting here the coefficient of thermal expansion. So we can write our working equation for the entropy of the full system as Cp over T dt minus coefficient of thermal expansion over density, dP. All right, well, let's see how this connects then to the individual components. So the heat capacity, right, that's going to be made up of, and this is specific heat capacity, so this is going to be the specific heat capacity of each of the components times the relative mass fractions. So that makes some sense since we're working with specific heat capacity. Then, and I should have said that down the line, but this is all specific. As we've been doing through the whole lecture, we're working with specific quantities. And the S, capital S, small s, and capital U, small u, those don't show up quite so well on the board here. Okay, so now let's consider this bit here. And so we will write this out from last lecture. So this is basically from the previous lecture, so you can go look that up. So we'll just use that now that we've worked for that. Thus we will write out then this component. Let's write these components as we add this. So this is going to be percent of mass for the particle, specific heat capacity of the particle divided by T dt, plus, then let's look at this term first, the term coming from this expression. And then we have over here, we have the expression, the terms that are coming associated with the host substance. All right, so we can see very readily that we get this relationship that we just took before, and this is inherently true because we're working with specific entropies. These are all small lowercase s's, and entropy is extensive, so it's going to depend on the amount of material, and it depends in a linear way, so this has to be true here. So we essentially just verified that that this is true, which we've used before. Now, because of that, we can recognize then these bits as the working equations for the particle and for the host material. And again, as I've said many times, these isolated, these are thermodynamic systems. So they're going to have the same, they must have these things. And here we're seeing them show up. So basically, we're showing some self-consistency here. Now, a little more challenging, let's look at the working equation for entropy as a function of temperature and volume. So we'll do a similar approach. We'll write out the total differential. And again, this is specific entropy. So then we're going to get just by definition, or just by our thermodynamic experience, this is the specific heat capacity measured at constant volume for the particle over T. And then we have this, and we also have a Maxwell relationship there. And so this is our expression for the particle. We would have likewise, we would have the exact same expression for the host material. So notice what I've done here is I've taken a different approach than over here. Here we started with the full system. Now we're going to build the system from the particle and the host. Actually turns out to be a little bit easier that way. So let's look now at this expression, and let's basically convert it now to density. So we have two things going on here. We have a derivative with respect to volume, and then we have the differential for volume. So we need to make the substitution. We've done both of these before, particularly this one. So we get this from the dV, and then from this derivative by the chain rule, we get this. So interestingly, we get a rho on top and a rho squared on the top and rho squared on the bottom. So those are going to cancel. It's actually going to clean up pretty nicely. So this is our expression for entropy as a function of T and rho. So we have to work this out now. And here we need one of the relationships we learn in Calc 3, which we promptly forget, about partial derivatives. So when we're stuck, we can't find a Maxwell relation, then what we want to do is, is there some relationship amongst partial derivatives that I learned way back in Calc 3? Can I go find that? And so this is one of the famous relationships for partial derivatives, for transforming partial derivatives. So this identity. So from this, we can recognize a few terms. This is what we want. We can recognize these guys as alpha. So this is 1 over alpha, and this is kappa. Missing some rows, but the rows will then cancel each other, and we get some minus sign canceling, and so we end up with compressibility over expansion, thermal expansion. And so that cleans this guy up this should be a P here. Cleans this guy up to be our working equation. So this is a working equation for the particle. Likewise, host, we would do exactly the same thing. Now we come back and we use this idea, which is universally true. So it's going to be true in this case. Again, because these are just extensive properties, we can express ds this way. And now we have these expressions, so we can plug those in. That gives us our working equation now for the full system, which I think, yeah. This is a bit more complicated going this way than this way. And in fact, it is easier to work in, use your working equation where the temperature and the pressure are the variables. Okay, well, if temperature and pressure are the variables, then the natural energy function we're working with there is enthalpy. So we talked about both enthalpy and total internal energy. So we can grab these from their respective variables. So here we have enthalpy, and so we can express this quickly. And here we have free energy, so we can express that quickly. Okay, so we have gotten the expressions here now, working equations for entropy, and then for the other thermodynamic variables, total internal energy and enthalpy.